The other night, we jumped online and we watched the Fujifilm X Summit in Shanghai, where they announced the Fujifilm X-E5. So if you've been following along at home, I have spoken a little bit about Fujifilm recently because, as I said, they have been putting out some groundbreaking cameras. So they put out the GFX 100 RF and then, well, the X half a camera, half impressive, half an idea, perhaps. Anyway, for the longest time now, so 3 years, I've been shooting with the Fujifilm X-E4. It's Fujifilm's more compact, kind of when this one came out, it was bordering enthusiast level performance. But originally it was sort of slated as an entry-level rangefinder style camera. So the X Pro series was the high pro grade one, I guess you'd call it. The X-E4 was the entry level. So this was the X-E4. As you can see, it's got a grip on it. This is the Fujifilm L plate with a grip. And this is the Fujifilm thumb rest, important for ergonomics, especially if you're going to pop bigger lenses on this. And this is the Fujifilm 27mm f2.8. Important that we remember that lens because we'll talk about its comparison with the new one that's coming out soon. So when they released this camera in 22, they also released this updated pancake 27mm prime lens. They added an aperture ring and they added weather sealing, but the camera's not weather sealed. So the other night, we jumped online and we watched the Fujifilm X Summit in Shanghai, where they announced the Fujifilm X-E5. Now, at the time, I didn't have the camera. I knew it was on the way, and I knew that I had information coming in from Fujifilm, but it was all a little bit delayed because they've kind of dropped this one really quickly because this isn't coming out until the end of August, from what I can see. At least that's in America. I'm not sure about Australia just yet. So Fujifilm have announced the X-E5, a significant step up from the X-E4. So the X-E4 had a 26 megapixel, X-Trans 4 sensor. This jumps to a 40.2 megapixel X-Trans 5 sensor. The X-E4 had an X processor 4. This jumps to the flagship X processor 5. And this also has 7 stops of IBIS, 5-axis sensor shift image stabilization.
Yeah, IBIS.
Yeah, IBIS. They've finally put IBIS in a camera. It's sleek. Like if you have a look at this top plate, that's machined from a single block of aluminium. That whole top plate section, you can see here you've got your exposure compensation, shutter speed. It's really minimal. And this here is the film simulation display, and it changes via this little hidden dial at the bottom. And everything just feels beautiful and responsive and tactile. There's clicks in everything.
I really like the fact that it's got 4 dials.
Yeah.
Oh, 5 if you count the film sim.
Well, it's got
and then
this.
So the aperture.
It's got a rear command dial. These are all customizable.
So I could have aperture on the lens.
Mm-hmm.
Shutter speed's got its own dial.
Mm-hmm.
Can I make the exposure compensation ISO?
Don't know. I haven't tried that yet. You can make one of these ISO.
You can make one of them ISO, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, and you can even make one of them aperture. Or you can make one of them shutter speed. If you don't want to have to stop and do that, you can just quickly dial it.
I love that. For a compact camera, there's a lot of manual inputs on that. That's nice.
Yeah. This is the back plate. Oh, look, there's me. This is the back plate. Again, minimal. There's no directional pad. It's just got this little focus and menu lever joystick here. It's a little toggle. You've only got a handful of buttons. Ergonomically, it's interesting. It's got this. You can see here this raised thumb bump, and you've got a small grip in the front. It's nothing compared to this one. Obviously, looking at that profile, you can see it's quite. But that's been added. So that's an added feature. But this one, and with a smaller lens, it's really comfortable. And I always wear a Lucky Strap's wrist strap. So the strap is always anchored really closely to my wrist and in my hand at all times. And the other thing I like is that it's got a flip-up screen that I can shoot from the hip. I was really worried that this would come out with one of those flippy, rotating, video-centric screens.
Yeah. Yep.
But when it's shut, it's really flush.
Yeah.
Like, it's really, the whole thing is very slick in terms of connectors. It's got a mini HDMI, USB-C, and only one 3.5mm mic jack. You can do an audio jack off the USB-C, but you need a dongle. So if you want to monitor audio.
For monitoring audio, yeah.
For monitoring your audio, yeah. It's cropped, but it shoots 6.2K, 30p, or 4K or UHD 4K.
Do you know video specs wise what you can do uncropped? Like what does it shoot on the full sensor? 4K?
4K, yep.
Yeah. Does it do any high frame rate stuff at all?
No. It does 4K 60, and it will do a slow.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, it does 4K 60, and it'll do a slow full HD 240 slow-mo.
Oh, perfect. And do you know if they're cropped or not cropped?
I'm not sure off the top of my head. Sorry, guys.
That's all right.
Yep.
That's one of my big things. But yeah, if it does 1080 slow-mo, that's perfectly usable for a camera of that size.
Yeah, absolutely. The other thing they've added is this little toggle at the front. They put these toggles on the X Pro and the X100 and the GFX 100. And it's a little toggle. It's just another customizable option. You can do a short pull
and back.
Yeah, but it's got 4 functions. So you can do a short pull to the right, or you can hold it to the right for a second function, short pull to the left, or hold it to the left for a 4th function.
Yeah.
So there's customizable options everywhere.
Have you played around with that at all? Or does it come factory with any options on it? Like when you just get it out of the box, do they have it programmed to do something, that front little lever?
No. Well, this one, someone had it before me.
So they're probably tweaked
so at the moment, there's nothing. It's not set to anything, and I haven't changed it. And then the other thing that came out with it is this little pancake lens. This is a 23mm f2.8, so that's a 35mm full frame equivalent. Perfect street travel, just an EDC kind of experience. It's weather sealed. It has an aperture ring. It's got this cute little lens hood, little flared lens hood on it. It probably really doesn't do much, but it looks cute. And it's 23mm thick. And then in comparison, this is the other pancake lens from Fujifilm. Sorry, guys, the lighting in here is terrible, but they're much the same.
We're working on it now. We're getting those donations rolling in there. We'll have a nice, big, beautiful light for Greg. We like the Hawaiian sun in there. Greg Carrick says that little flippy lever thing is set up to change focal length.
You can. So it has a teleconverter. That's right. It does have a teleconverter. Digital. So it crops, but it is a 40 megapixel sensor. So it does exactly what the Fujifilm X100 Mark VI does.
This is a great question from Ram Mac. Any quick way to map the drive switch? Map to switch from photo to video faster without having to scroll down the menu.
I don't think so. There's no dedicated photo to video switch. I haven't tried to.
Like putting it on that little toggle thing.
That'd be perfect. Or like holding it would be the one, I reckon.
Yeah. The hold to switch modes and then have the tap to do something else.
So I don't know. Sorry, Ramhack. I don't know yet. But I have been out with it. I have taken some shots, and if any of you joined us last week when the X Summit was on, and we actually talked about this camera and the release, and we got a bit frothy and excited about it. The very next morning, I pre-ordered one, paid in full. It's done. It's mine. It's on its way. Well, in 3 months. But I did go for all black with mine, as opposed to the silver black.
I like all black.
Yeah, it's a bit more discreet. It doesn't draw as much attention, which is good both as a street photographer and a traveler, and just being street savvy and stuff. You don't want to flash your camera too much. So yeah, that's the Fujifilm X-E5. I'm pretty excited. I've been waiting for a new camera for a while. Actually, Justin and I were only talking, I think, last week or the week before, very quickly about what I was going to do, because I also need a webcam to up the ante on what we do here. And I think the X-E4 or the X-E5, sorry, is going to be a perfect little unit for that. It's compact. It's perfect for my street stuff. It's good just to have in my bag. It doesn't take up much space. It's not going to cause any strain on my neck. And I'll rock it with my, put it away, but I've got my nice little Camera Life Lucky Strap.
Mm-hmm. Will you sell the X-E4?
No.
You love it too much?
Yeah, I'm going to keep it. At the moment, I've only got the X-E4 and the X70. And having a second body, obviously, anyone who does jobs like you guys will know that having a second body is sometimes important. I don't do many sort of high-profile, high-pressure jobs, but sometimes when I'm doing product photography, so if I do a Fujifilm review of a camera or a lens, sometimes it's nice to have a second camera that I can put the lens on and then take a photo with the other one. But also when we go out, Sash loves photography too. And, she can rock the X-E4 while I work the good one, the new one. So I'm pretty excited. It was
That's awesome.
I was texting the boys on our group chat, the Camera Life group chat, saying, I've done it, I've pre-ordered it, it's coming. I was pretty excited. First new camera in a while. So yeah. And it's also nice just being in a position to be able to having that good fortune to be able to actually buy a brand new camera is nice too. But it's been a long time coming.
Treat yourself.
Yeah. I work hard, but I hardly work. I can't remember. It's one of those two.
Working hard or hardly working.